Welcome to Tales of Marketing Transformation, laying firm foundations for your marketing journey. Tune out all the black magic and imagine a time where marketing has transformed into something human. Where marketing is about building relationships with people you serve. Where marketing is about helping people. That time is now. This is Tales of Marketing Transformation. And here's your host, internationally recognized marketer, speaker, and podcaster, Dr. Jürgen Strauss.
Hello, and thank you for joining me as I share more about the quest to make marketing human again. I hope you enjoyed and gained value from my last episode where I spoke about communicating with your ideal client, about getting your message and your language right. Today, I want to highlight another aspect of communicating with your ideal client or your dream customer, and I'm going to get help from someone else to do that. Russell Brunson popularized the concept of sales funnels and co-founded a software company called ClickFunnels that helps tens of thousands of entrepreneurs quickly get their message out to the marketplace. Russell has just launched his new book called Traffic Secrets, and I'm going to use some of the audio of him reading parts of Chapter 1 to highlight today's message. Big thank you to Russell and his team for sharing a preview copy of the audio book. Head on over to talesofmarketingtransformation.com for the show notes to this episode. Also, if you have a podcast or thinking about starting a podcast, reach out to me to discuss how I can help you with editing, production, music, or whatever is standing in your way of getting your voice heard and building your visibility, your credibility, and your connection with your dream ideal clients. Since my message is let's make marketing human again, I'm going to emphasize a key point up front. In all of his work, Russell Brunson talks about funnels and traffic. My point is that traffic is people and funnels are customer journeys. I want to say that again because I think it's so important. Traffic is people and funnels are customer journeys. Marketing is about building relationships with people. People who could be your ideal client, your dream customer. Who is your dream customer? What do you know about them? Where are they congregating?
This is Tales of Marketing Transformation.
Secret number 1, who is your dream customer? I don't know if Alexis will like this, said an executive at Sally Beauty Supply. Confused, my friend Perry Belcher said, "What?" He set down his new scented hand sanitizer that he had brought in to pitch at the meeting. He picked up his new UV nail polish, handed it to the group and said, "Okay, well, how about this product?" he said. They looked at it, opened it up and smelled it. "Yeah, I'm pretty sure Alexis won't like this one either," they replied. More confused than ever and now a little frustrated, Perry brought out his third and final product to pitch to them. In a similar fashion, they looked at the product, gave it a quick once-over and said, "Sorry, Alexis definitely wouldn't be interested in this one either." More frustrated, Perry looked at the two executives he was talking to and finally blurted, "Who is Alexis? Is she the decision maker? Why isn't she in this meeting instead of you two? Is she here? Can I just talk directly to her? I know that I can convince her that your company needs to sell these products." There was a moment of silence, and then both the executives burst out in laughter. "Alexis isn't a person, she's our customer avatar," one replied. "What?" Perry asked. He had never heard of a customer avatar before. "I'm sorry, I don't understand. Alexis isn't a real person?" The executives just smiled at each other and then asked Perry to follow them into another room. When they entered the new room, he saw a wall full of pictures of Alexis, a fictitious character who represented Sally Beauty Supply's dream customer. The wall also featured a full bio about who she was, how many kids she had, where she lived, how much money she made, and the type of home that she lived in. The executives then went on to explain that everyone in the company was trained that when they made any decision about what products to purchase, what colors to use in their stores, or what branding, what ads to run, what promotions to create, what their websites look like, and what music to play in their locations. Everything was run through the lens of Alexis's eyes. If it was something Alexis would love, then the answer was yes. If it wasn't something she would love, then the answer was always no. They didn't run a product-centric company. They ran a customer-centric company. Their customer avatar is what drove everything from the products they created to the ads that they ran.
I love that story about Alexis. It's so powerful to run all ideas through the lens of your dream customer. Successful human marketing is value-based, long-term, two-way relationships with your customers. Relationships, not transactions. Running ideas through the lens of your dream customer is probably the first assessment we should all do. Of course, having conversations with real customers is even better. Let's hear more from Russell Brunson.
When Perry first told me this story, I had my big aha. Most entrepreneurs mistakenly think that their business is about them, but it's not. On the contrary, your business is about your customer. If you want customers or traffic to come into your funnels, then you have to be able to find them online. And if you want to find them online, then you have to start to understand them at a much deeper level. Becoming obsessed with your dream customers. The first step in this process is to become obsessed with your dream customers. Companies that become obsessed with their products will eventually fail. As we've grown ClickFunnels, I've seen this happen time and time again. Every company we've competed against, even though some of them had hundreds of millions of dollars in funding behind them, eventually lost to us because they were busy focusing on their products while we became obsessed with our customers. What do I mean when I say obsessed? Well, being obsessed with your customer means understanding them just as well, if not better, than they understand themselves. For many, this is the most difficult part of the process, even though you may have actually been your dream customer not too long ago. Often just remembering how you felt when you were trying to solve the very problem that you're now solving for people is usually hard. I was recently talking to my friend Nicholas Bayerly about the fact that most businesses are created from a problem that an entrepreneur had, and their product or service was a result of them figuring out the solution to that problem. Our mess becomes our message, Nicholas said. When you're frustrated about a problem you're having, you look for a solution. If you're not able to find the solution that gives you the results that you want, then you'll likely go on a journey to find or create your own solution. In that way, your problem becomes your business. In other words, your mess becomes your message. If that's true, then you need to look back in time to find the point where you were struggling with the same problem that your dream customer has now. Then you need to remember what you were feeling when you were in that pain. In the early 20th century, Robert Collier published one of the great books on copywriting, the Robert Collier Letter Book. In this book, he shares how to really understand your customers. If you're going to find them, persuade them to follow you, and hopefully change their lives with the products and the services you sell, you need to know and understand them better than they understand themselves. Collier believed that we as marketers should not be trying to figure out how to create the next amazing ad campaign, but instead we need to learn how to enter the conversations already taking place in the customers' minds. If you want to really understand who your dream customers are and where they are congregating online, you need to be able to enter the conversation that's already taking place inside of their mind and see the world the way that they see it. When you can truly understand the core pains they are trying to move away from and the core desires and passions they are trying to move towards, it becomes really easy to identify exactly where they exist online. As soon as you know where they are online, then you can hook them and bring them into your funnels where you can serve them.
This is Tales of Marketing Transformation.
Now that we have the foundation covered, let's dive into identifying your dream customers with the 3 core markets, sometimes known as the 3 core desires. The 3 core markets/desires. In Expert Seekers, I introduced the concept of the 3 core markets or the 3 core desires. The 3 desires, in no particular order, are health, wealth, and relationships. When people purchase any product from anyone, they're hoping to get a certain result in one of those 3 areas of their lives. So the first question you need to answer is this: Which of these three desires is my future dream customer trying to receive when they buy my product or service? This is the very first layer to getting inside the minds of your dream customer. And for most people, the answer is pretty simple. However, sometimes people get stuck in this question for one of two reasons. Reason number one, my product fits into more than one of these desires. Many products can be marketed towards getting a result in more than one of these desires, but your marketing message can only focus on one of them. Anytime you try to get your potential customer to believe in two things, your conversions will usually cut in half, most times by 90% or more. To target two different desires, you need two different ads leading to two different funnels. Only focus on one desire with each message you put into the market. Reason number two, my product doesn't fit into any of the desires. This false belief was best resolved at one of our recent events where someone told one of my head coaches, Steve J. Larson, this exact same thing. Steve responded by telling the story of Gillette razors and asking which desire a razor fulfilled. At first, everyone was quiet, and then a few people started guessing. Health, another mumbled, or maybe, Steve then played one of the Gillette ads. In it, you see how the story develops. First, a man is shown shaving. After the shave, a beautiful woman gets closer to him, and then the two go out for the night on the town. Finally, the ad shows the two together back at home in their room. After showing the ad, Steve asked the question again a little differently. What desire was this marketing message created for? Instantly, everyone responded, relationships. Most products can fit into multiple categories, even if they may look like they don't fit into any category at all. But no matter what, the key is that your marketing message can and must be focused on only one of the three core desires. I want you to take a few minutes and decide which of the three core markets or desires your product or service currently fits into. Away from pain towards pleasure. Now that you've identified which core desire your product or service is focused on, the next step to entering the conversation inside your customer's mind is to understand which direction they are moving. Every human being on this planet is always moving in one of two directions when they make a decision, away from pain or towards pleasure. Moving away from pain. The first direction that people can be moving in is away from pain. Let me show you a few examples of moving away from pain for each desire. Health, moving away from pain. I'm overweight and I don't feel comfortable in my clothes. I don't have energy and I feel tired all the time. I hate what I see when I look in the mirror. Now, wealth, moving away from pain. I hate my job and I want to fire my boss. I have no money saved and I'm scared I could lose my job. Everyone around me makes more money than I do. Relationships, moving away from pain. I'm in a bad relationship and I don't know how to get out. I feel alone and I want to feel what love feels like. I feel awkward when I'm around people I don't know. Each of those statements above are conversations that people are having inside of their own minds. While these are broad examples, when I actually wrote down the thoughts that my particular dream customer was having, I did three things to try to understand the conversations they were having with themselves each day. Number one, I wrote out hundreds of phrases that I used to say to myself when I was trying to solve this problem for myself initially. Number two, I looked online in forums, message boards, and groups to see what other people are saying when they're trying to get out of pain. And number three, I really tried to put myself in their shoes and wrote out what I believe people were thinking. Exercise. For this exercise, I want you to write down at least a dozen things that your potential future customers are saying or thinking as they're trying to move away from pain. This exercise is something that you should be continually doing every day. I'm always looking for the questions and the statements that people in my market are saying as they try to move out of their pain. Moving towards pleasure. The second direction that people can be moving in is towards pleasure. They don't have a desire for health, wealth, or relationships because they're unhappy. They have a desire because they are happy and looking for more. Let me show you a few examples of moving towards pleasure for each desire. Health, moving towards pleasure. I want to get six-pack abs. I want to be able to run a marathon. I want to eat healthier so I can have more energy. Wealth, moving towards pleasure. I want to buy my dream house or my dream car. I want to grow my company so I can have more impact. I want to learn leadership so I can grow my team. Relationships, moving towards pleasure. I want more passion in my relationships. I want to spend more time with my spouse and my kids. I want to meet more people through networking. Do you see how different these phrases are, even though they are addressing the same core desire? Exercise. Now, I want you to spend a few minutes doing the second exercise. Write down at least a dozen phrases that people in your market who are moving towards pleasure may have running on a loop in their heads. The more phrases you can find, the more traffic streams you'll be able to tap into. So make it a continual process to identify and write down the conversations happening inside your customers' minds. And as you'll see in the next secret, understanding the phrases that are going on inside your customers' minds in both directions, moving away from pain and towards pleasure, will guide you to finding them.
I think there's 3 key points and takeaways for me in this chapter. Firstly, become obsessed with your ideal dream customer. Understand them really well. In fact, understand them so well that you can articulate their aspirations, their pain points, their needs better than perhaps they themselves can. Secondly, enter the conversations that they're already having in their own mind. And thirdly, truly understand the core pains that they're trying to move away from and the core passions that they're trying to move towards. In our terms, it's the before state and the desired after state.
This is Tales of Marketing Transformation.
Thanks for listening to this episode. Subscribe to the show to be reminded of new episodes. It's free to subscribe. Leave a review if you like. Even if you don't like me, I'm okay with that. I'm asking you to leave a review for others because it helps other people find this show, others that might find this useful. Go to talesofmarketingtransformation.com to join our Marketing Transformation community and access the free gift that my team and I made for you. It's the Marketing Master mini class. We want to give you everything you need to transform your marketing into a human-centered, relationship-focused growth engine so that you can build your visibility, your professional credibility, and your deep connection with your ideal dream clients. I'm Jürgen Strauss from InnovaBiz. Tune in again next week when I'll talk more about attracting your ideal dream client. In the meantime, stay awesome and let's make marketing human again.
Thanks for coming on this journey with Tales of Marketing Transformation. Join us next week for another fabulous episode. For episode resources, visit www.talesofmarketingtransformation.com. Stay connected by subscribing at talesofmarketingtransformation.com/subscribe.